The question was, right, it's not real. It's not real without the contract.
The planning isn't real.
The what is?
The what? Planning, that you both of you sat down, you've planned your next 5 years, you've planned your family, you've planned your living situation. That planning is not there, the commitment's not there in the same regard.
Do you know what I think is really interesting? Why? That both of you are Nigerian, and your origins are of a traditional marriage.
Yeah.
For me, it feels like you're insulting your ancestors. Because it's only till they came to countries like this that they put this thing on paper. Are you saying historical marriages that were traditional were invalid?
Without a piece of paper, it is not real.
For me, if you ain't got a piece of paper, you're just playing Barbie and Ken. You're just playing something. You're just playing house. Everything you're doing is just a facade. Still, I just don't really get what you're doing. You've done everything. You got a kid together. You got a house together. You got all the steps, but you just chose not to do the marriage. Why? Like if you're completely unreligious, maybe I get it. But especially if you've been raised like as a Christian, you're doing or any religion. And you're doing all the stuff married people do anyway. I just don't see, you could just go to Southwark Council and write the paper and it's done. You don't have to do the big whole celebration. So I just don't see the issue against it.
No, I think, once again, like you said, the keyword religious part there, I think it goes back to the value of what the marriage actually represents and what it consists of. So obviously, I'm a Christian, married 5 years next month. You know, thank you very much. I don't, like, I've heard contract today so many times, I'm just like, am I actually married? I was thinking, I'm saying it because I'm like, I've never considered it from the point of view of purely contract. I get the signing the paper part and legal whatever responsibilities of it, but I've seen it so much more of me even declaring to my woman, who is now my wife, this is the height of my commitment to you. I'm going to choose. I'm going to make a vow unto death do us part. And for me, I believe that says to her the certainty of my love for her that should provide, God willing, a space of security, safety and trust. And obviously I believe it's vice versa as well, her vows to me too. And I think, you know what, marriage just exhibits the ability to show somebody that, look, I'm in this for you, with you, until we pass. And I think not doing that, but then doing everything of it, I'm just like, well, me, in my eyes, you're not basically one couple, but you're just refusing to do the thing that.
Yeah, so you're just refusing. Like, why you want to be difficult? You want to be edgy. Like for me, like everything you said, but I believe in the contract part as well. So me and my missus, we've got like joint savings accounts, we've got joint investments. So when I put money in her stocks and shares ISA, that's basically, I see it as my money. I see it as all as her money too, and you get twice as much tax relief when you save like that.
100%.
So it's just things like that.
What I say the contract thing is that obviously everyone's saying marriage is just purely traditional in the sense of it doesn't have relevance to now. I think marriage, even though it's traditional in the sense of it's been here from quote unquote the beginning, it's something that's still relevant and constant at all times. And I think the
contract part is important as well because
100%.
Say I have a missus, a girlfriend that I'm living with, we've got a son now, I die.
Yeah.
Like, that house is going to my son.
Yeah.
It's not going to you.
Oh, wow. See, that's interesting. I would give it to my wife.
According to the law, you're nobody. Like, why are you even here? Kind of thing.
I'll actually give it to my wife.
So
that's really interesting. You say that still.
Can I ask a question to you said it's not real, right? What is it that's not real without the contract? Is it the love or the commitment? What is it that's not real to you without the contract?
It's just not official. It's not an official family. Like.
But what is it that's not real?
It's like, you know when you're doing your driving test here, but you're like, I can drive now. You ain't got the card.
Hold on, no, but I'm asking you, what is it that's not...
The government stops you now, can you drive?
But what is it that's not real, is what I'm asking you. What is it that's not real?
So what is it that's not real about the relationship?
No, you said, the question was, right, it's not real, it's not real without the contract.
The planning isn't real.
The what is?
The planning, that you both of you sat down, you've planned your next 5 years, you've planned your family, you've planned your living situation. That planning is not there, the commitment's not there in the same regard.
Do you know what I think is really interesting? Why? That both of you are Nigerian, and your origins are of a traditional marriage.
Yeah.
for me, it feels like you're insulting your ancestors. Because it's only till they came to countries like this that they put this thing on paper. Are you saying historical marriages that were traditional were invalid?
Exactly.
No, I can't lie. Now I'm rehearsing the question and how you're phrasing it as what's not real.
Well, I'm asking you what's not real.
I think my point is more nuanced to that. It still is real, but it's just about the fact of in today, it's recognised.
No, but what is it though? Like, what is it that's real?
In my ancestors, I'm Igbo, right? So obviously they did the traditional wedding, but they still signed legal paperwork to tell the government that they married.
There was no legal paperwork.
You weren't doing that.
What, like hundreds and hundreds of years ago?
I still believe traditional marriage is real marriage.
I have a question. Why do you need the government to tell you that you're married? Like, why do I need permission from the government for it to be real?
I'm not seeing it as a permission, so much so
you need a license to say
being a recognition of
you guys are going at the same time.
I don't see it as permission, so to speak, as more of it being a recognition of this is a decision that we both made that you guys can reference to. That's on paper. That's the only part that I'm seeing it. Because I actually do believe, that traditional marriage.
So I just have a follow-up. If I have a follow-up question, if I'm in love with somebody, we want to start a family, have children, that sort of thing. Yeah. We get married in the church, and we just say, you know what? I don't think the government needs to know about this type of thing. You wouldn't even be allowed. So I'm saying, well, I'm from Chicago, so I don't know what y'all do here, but but I'm saying, is that not real?
No, it definitely is real, but
it was in front of the eyes of God.
Yeah, I'm a Christian, so I believe in the vows before God.
Wouldn't you?
But even in those circumstances there is still a written recognition of the fact that you got married there, just for there to be proof that, you know what, this actually took place. So
in the church.
It's more of a cultural thing of whereby, look guys, this actually happened, not just hearsay about, oh yeah, we said our vows. That's the only part where I'm hinging upon
Would you say it's real if we get it signed in the church, but just not the actual government?
I'm not anti.
Catholic, so you can
Do you know what I think is real, yeah? Because it doesn't need paper. Family.
Amen.
So if you and her family get together and they say these two children want to commit their lives to each other, and all of you lot are going to be witness to them committing their lives together, and if X, Y, and Z don't happen, your family, you have to answer to her family, and her family and she has to answer to your family. That's real, because she knows that she's got to stay committed to you
before the marriage anyway.
That's how I feel about marriage anyway.
It doesn't need a piece of paper.
Okay, we can argue. It doesn't.
Sorry, so let me just throw the question here. If marriage didn't have that piece of paper that you were prior to it, would it make you more inclined to get married?
No.
Yeah. If it didn't have the government paper.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, I'm a woman. I get married either way.
So if
it didn't have the paper, would I not get married still?
Without the paper?
I'm a woman. It favors me, so I want to get married either way.
Did you get married if you didn't need the paper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
I would.
It's because of the laws of the land in regards to marriage today that I don't want to engage in that institution.
I think it needs to be expanded, to be honest.
I think as a Christian, I don't need the paperwork because it's the conversation with me and God and my man. Because when it's ended, for me, it's the biblical reasons why I got married.
See, I agree with that. I think it should be extended. I don't think you should have to go to the council to sign those documents and stuff like if it was just between you, your family, you should be able to order some letters and just say send it off or whatever. Or just do it in your church, or I feel like it should be wider.
But even as a Christian, you know, the Bible still does say that, you know, we should do things according to the law of whatever land that you're in. So that's why churches nowadays even have the...
I'm not a Christian.
Yeah, so...
I still believe that if two families...
I agree.
If two families
that's biblical, you're saying.
If two families hold those two people to account, it's real.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's what they do in some Islamic
That's what I was going to say.
Already, it's like...
Well, they've done it in...
I know Somali friends that did it just like that.
But they've done it in traditional African cultures too, prior to colonization.
They've been doing that in marriages from times immemorial. I agree with that.
What I wanted to ask you was that, because in Islam, men can have multiple wives.
Yeah.
In this country, you can't have multiple wives.
Yeah.
But people who are Muslims still get married here.
Yeah.
So religiously, they may have 3 or 4 wives.
Yeah.
But legally, they only have one.
Yeah.
So my question to you, because they can only sign the contract contract for one wife, are the other marriages real in your eyes or not?
See, they are to me.
They are?
Yeah, to me.
Once again.
So you just went against what you said there?
Yeah.
But I think
I said it should be opened up and it shouldn't.
I don't believe in that.
No, sorry, go on. What did you say?
I don't believe in polygamy.
Dead.